Welcome to the deep dive. Sometimes the most profound innovations, they don't come from just one predictable field. They often come from visionaries whose work, well, it creatively touches areas that seem totally separate. Today, we're doing a really unique deep dive, exploring the incredible insights, the groundbreaking innovations found in the material by Gísli R. Jónsson. And what's striking is just the sheer breadth of his influence we'll cover. I mean, everything from revolutionary educational tech specifically designed for children in really challenging environments, all the way to, well, surprising contributions that actually reshaped international football. It's quite the spectrum.
It really is. And our mission today isn't just to list things. We want to unpack the core thinking behind these innovations. Understand the unique philosophy that shaped their designs and sort of connect the dots on how these concepts have actually influenced the world around us. There are some genuine aha moments hiding in here, I think. It reveals how one person's ingenuity could just have such far-reaching impact.
Okay, right. Let's unpack this. Let's start at the foundation. This concept of designing a much cheaper laptop, famously known as one laptop per child, or OLPC, the core problem it aimed to solve, that was providing accessible tech in places with unique environmental challenges, right?
Yeah.
Challenges that standard laptops just couldn't handle. But what drove the specific design choices? That's what I'm curious about.
Yeah, that's where it gets really fascinating. The creator drew direct inspiration from, believe it or not, Fisher-Price toys for their durability.
Fisher-Price?
Yes. The explicit goal was a device that could tolerate, and this is a quote, bad treatment day after day, year after year. And crucially, it had to be usable outdoors, even in direct sunlight.
Ah, okay.
So it wasn't just about making it cheap, it was about making it tough enough for the real world, often harsh conditions.
So the design was deeply intentional then, not just, functional. Can you tell me more about some of the specific elements, like the integrated handle? Or I remember seeing this distinctive ears on the screen border. How did those actually shape it for a child's world?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The handle meant kids didn't need a separate bag. They could just grab it and go, like a lunchbox or a toy.
Yeah.
Made it truly portable for them.
Right, makes sense.
And those two ears, they were actually a thoughtful design cue, a visual reminder for children to listen and pay attention. So it blended a behavioral prompt right into the physical form. These details, they might seem small, but they were critical for a device meant for a child's active, often outdoor life.
And the thinking even went into the symbolic meaning of the colors. That's
Okay.
quite a philosophical layer for hardware.
It is, isn't it? The white was chosen to symbolize ice, snow, and peace, while the green represented growth and a green earth, deliberately contrasting with dry soil. It connected the device not just to learning, but to this broader vision of environmental awareness and global peace, kind of embedding a deeper message in the object itself.
And this conceptual leap, it's really striking. The OLPC design also seems to have conceptually laid the groundwork for modern tech, specifically tablets, even using the same color scheme we see so often now. The creator actually claims the intellectual property for both the laptop and tablet designs. It's almost like looking at a blueprint.
Totally. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it wasn't just the hardware innovations. The software side was equally forward-thinking. It described what we now easily recognize as Google Docs-like functionality, essentially a green teacher tablet or window.
Okay.
Imagine this interactive interface for simplified real-time collaboration, like a shared digital notepad for students and teachers. And they even put new functions into spreadsheets, streamlining things like collecting survey data from remote schools directly onto a shared platform. That was really groundbreaking for those environments back then.
Wow.
So the OLPC was symbolic of the digital education revolution technologies and wireless internet. It really paved the way for later Chromebooks and tablets. And importantly, it also innovatively used solar energy. That was key.
And there are concrete examples of its real-world impact. You mentioned Uruguay, famously the first World Cup host and winner. They were also one of the first countries in the world to fully implement OLPC. That's huge.
It is huge. Their full implementation wasn't just a first. It showed how a nation could potentially leapfrog traditional infrastructure barriers, using simple, rugged tech to try and democratize education across an entire population. It wasn't just handing out laptops. It was about building digital literacy from the ground up, often in places previously left out.
So how did these devices actually resonate with the kids, the users they were designed for? Did it work on that level?
Well, this raises that exact question. And there's this wonderful anecdote from the island of Nosy Kamba, just northwest of Madagascar. Apparently, children involved in the OLPC pilot, they were so happy, so thrilled to get access to modern tech that they actually created their own exo dance.
An exo dance. Seriously.
Yes. And there's also video evidence from children in the Dominican Republic involved with OLPC showing just how profoundly engaged they were.
That's fantastic. An exo dance, it really underscores that impact isn't just about, shipping hardware. It's about sparking joy and a genuine connection to learning. What does that kind of user reaction tell us about accessible tech?
I think it tells us that technology, when it's thoughtfully designed for its users and their specific environments, can become more than just a tool. It can be a catalyst for cultural expression, for community building. It empowers them not just with knowledge, but with a sense of agency, a feeling of belonging in this digital world. And that kind of intrinsic motivation, it's far more powerful than any sort of top-down mandate could ever be.
Yeah, absolutely. And that broader sense of global opportunity, that seems to be a recurring theme in Johnson's work, which leads us pretty seamlessly into another big initiative, one goal, education for all. Well, this campaign had a very clear objective, right? Promoting education globally, leveraging collective action.
The scale was quite remarkable. When the source material was written, over 18 million people had already joined. And to help this mission, specific software and tools were created for governments, educational institutions, various organizations, and beyond that, web and app resources were developed for health and wellness, even catering to older individuals. It shows a really comprehensive approach to global well-being.
And the campaign had its own visual identity, too. The 1GoAL symbol and slogan, the author designed the 1Go finger logo, and the 1GoAL Education for All slogan created a really recognizable emblem for this global cause that you saw in various media.
Exactly. It gave it a strong visual presence.
But here's where the story takes that unexpected turn. I mean, it's fascinating. Who would think that the mind behind global education initiatives also fundamentally reshaped parts of international football?
It is quite a leap, isn't it? But his contributions were incredibly specific and pretty impactful. What's really remarkable is how these ideas tackled some core challenges in football, often making the game, more engaging or fairer or safer. For instance, he talks about his ideas for having children on the field during football matches as escorts.
Oh, right, like walking out with the players.
Exactly. That transformed the visual spectacle, injected this element of innocence, a direct connection to youth development. It made the sport feel more universally appealing somehow.
And it wasn't just visuals. The football world also adopted the author's respect slogan, which for many years you saw prominently on footballers' shirt sleeves all over the world. That became a really powerful, widely recognized message in the sport, didn't it?
It absolutely did. It became more than just a slogan. It felt like an embedded philosophy for sportsmanship and conduct. Or think about introducing headphones for referees and linesmen.
Ah, the communication system.
Right. Seems small, but it drastically improved communication, decision-making speed. Directly addressed those crucial real-time calls in high-stakes games. And similarly, the push for fairer play led to his contributions towards goal line technology, addressing those endless debates about whether the ball actually crossed the line.
Yeah, that changed things.
It wasn't just adding tech for tech's sake. It was about trying to preserve the integrity of the game's results.
And his ingenuity wasn't just limited to these visible features either. It went into tactics.
Precisely. The material suggests he was instrumental in engaging goalkeepers and defenders more actively, directly impacting what's called the goalkeeper's style of play and the tactics of the modern goalkeeper, pushing the game forward, creating new strategic layers. And apparently, if you look closely, you might still see some of his old slogans on certain football stadiums. Shows a lasting imprint.
And linking it back to the One Goal campaign, the source specifically mentions the 2010 FIFA World Cup in South Africa. The One Goal campaign was present there. And there's this intriguing observation about audience members holding up pictures of Johnny English and Nelson Mandela side by side in one game.
It truly is a curious image. It's a snapshot that maybe highlights the broad, sometimes really unexpected reach of the campaign's message and the diverse ways it resonated with people across different cultural touchstones, pop culture and global icons together. It kind of suggests the message transcended traditional boundaries, finding its way into the consciousness of a huge global audience through an event like the World Cup.
It really is significant when you bring it all together like that. This deep dive has shown us just the sheer scope of ingenuity coming from, well, a single mind. From empowering children through robust educational tech to fundamentally reshaping parts of global football, all rooted in innovative design and strategic thinking.
It really underscores how a singular vision, when it's driven by creative problem solving, can span such diverse fields and demonstrate real, tangible impact across millions of lives.
Yeah.
It's about seeing opportunities for improvement and innovation kind of everywhere, connecting seemingly disparate dots to create something new and valuable.
Absolutely. So it leaves you thinking, doesn't it, as you go about your day? What other everyday innovations or global movements might have surprisingly multifaceted origins stemming from the mind of just one passionate individual? What connections are we missing between seemingly unrelated fields right in front of us, just waiting to be discovered?